me, you're joining us on the special tribute to legendary business leader and national icon Ratan Tata. Former chairman of the Tata Group and a national icon, Ratan Tata passed away last night at the age of 86. Born in 1937 in the Navsari region of Gujarat, Ratan Tata was the great-grandson of Jamsetji Tata, the founder of the Tata Group. He took over the reins of the group in 1991 and oversaw the diversification and growth of the group into multiple sectors. Under his guidance, the Tata Group also launched the Tata Indica, which in 1998 was India's first indigenously manufactured car. The Tata Group also helped cement a global footprint for Indian businesses with the acquisitions of Jaguar Land Rover, Tetley and Chorus. He was also honoured with the Padma Bhushan in 2000 and the Padma Vibhushan in 2004 for his contributions to the Indian industry.
A sad day indeed for India and everyone in business, but beyond business, even his charitable works. In fact, beyond business, Ratan Tata was known for his philanthropy, the philanthropic vision, and contributed to not only healthcare, education, but also development through Tata Trusts, having reportedly donated over 60% of his income to charitable causes. His philanthropic efforts touched millions of lives, and a belief in ethical business practices, a constant drive to uplift India made him a beloved figure, not only in boardrooms but also in the hearts of everyday Indians. Tributes have been pouring in from national leaders and industrialists. Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself paid his condolences and tributes on Twitter, acknowledging his service to business and society. Reliance Industries chairman Mukesh Ambani as well as Adani Group's Gautam Adani have paid tribute to the icon. While Maharashtra State Chief Minister Eknath Shinde has said that the legendary business leader will receive a state funeral.
Okay, all right. We'll do one thing. We'll go across to our colleague Rachna. She filed this report from outside the Breach Candy Hospital last night.
I'm outside Breach Candy Hospital here in Mumbai, where Mr. Ratan Tata, the chairman emeritus of Tata Group, took his last breath at the age of 86. Now, it was on Sunday that we had first learned that he was brought into the hospital, and the following morning he did clarify and thanked people of social media through his Twitter, Instagram for thinking of him, clarifying rumors and acknowledging that he was at the hospital being treated for an age-related illness. Now, and it is 2 days after that that this age-related illness took a turn for worse and took away the Kohinoor of India, as he was lovingly called. We also saw people of Mumbai crowd outside the Breach Candy Hospital past midnight to express their condolences and prayers for Mr. Ratan Tata and his family who was visiting and who was with him all this while. We also saw Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, Mr. Mukesh Ambani of RIL who visited the Breach Candy Hospital. And now that Mr. Tata has been taken out of the hospital, we've learned that he's taken to his family home which is in Kolaba. We also saw the Tata family leave with him. What we are understanding is that a prayer meet, a last sight, an Antim Darshan as they call it in Hindi, has been organized from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the NCPA in Nariman Point, following which he will be taken to the Worli crematorium for last rites. It is truly a tragic loss, not just for the city of Mumbai or state of Maharashtra or employees of the Tata Group, but for the entire country, and in fact it's a global loss. And we did see Mumbaikas mourn outside the Breach Candy Hospital. Somehow it also feels extremely personal, because Ratan Tata was not only known for his entrepreneurship and what he did with the Tata Group, but also for his philanthropic activities. Even at this age, we recently saw him launch a couple of new ventures. He started a new pet hospital because he was an avid animal lover, as we'd understood through his social media as well. He was a big dog lover. He also started a second chance, a venture for the senior citizens. So truly he will be remembered. Definitely a national treasure that we've lost today.
Indeed, national treasure is what we've lost today. In fact, he, to CNBC-TV18 itself, back in the day, had said that he would like to be remembered as a man who made a difference, not more, not less. It's the second line that makes all the difference. Sophistication, class, philanthropy, and entrepreneurial chops, everything that Mr. Ratan Tata had, and indeed a Ratan, as his name would say. The mortal remains of Mr. Ratan Tata will be taken to the NCPA lawns, Nariman Point in Mumbai at 10:30 a.m. today for members of the public to pay their last respects and homage to the departed soul. At 3:30 p.m. today, the mortal remains will embark on its final journey for the funeral rites. Let's hear out Chief Minister Eknath Shinde offering his condolences.
एक अनमोल रत्न कहते हैं, वो रहा नहीं। ये भारत का कोहिनूर, हरपला भारत का कोहिनूर रहा नहीं, हमसे बिछड़ गया है, ऐसा मैं कहूँगा। और रतन टाटा जी हमारे में नहीं रहे, ये बहुत ही वेदनादायी दुखद घटना है हमारे लिए, पूरे देश के लिए। पूरे देश का एक अभिमान था, हमारे महाराष्ट्र का भी अभिमान था। एक इतने बड़े ओहदे पर पहुंचने के बाद इतना सीधा साधा रहना, जमीन से जुड़ा रहना, ये बहुत कठिन काम वो करते थे। मैं जब मुख्यमंत्री बनने के बाद पहले उनके घर गया था, तब मैंने उनको देखा, मेरे से जो बात किया उन्होंने, जो इतना व्यक्तिमत्व जो है उनका, डाउन टू अर्थ, एक सीधा सादा रहना, मराठी में हम कहते हैं सादी राहणी उच्च विचारसरणी। और लाखों लोगों को उन्होंने उद्योजक बनाया। उनकी इंडस्ट्री बहुत पुरानी है और ऐसे टाटा कंपनी के वो सर्वे सर्वा थे। और आज मैं यही कहूँगा कि उनको देखकर लोगों में ऊर्जा आती थी, प्रेरणा आती थी। और वो हमारे महाराष्ट्र और हमारे भारत देश का अभिमान है, स्वाभिमान है। उन्हें हमारे सरकार ने उद्योग रत्न पुरस्कार, उनको कई पुरस्कार मिले, पद्मश्री, पद्म विभूषण, और जो भी पुरस्कार उन्हें मिले, उनको देने से उस पुरस्कार की ऊंचाई बढ़ गई। ऐसे उनका कर्तृत्व था और लाखों करोड़ों लोगों को खुद के पैरों पे खड़ा करने का काम उन्होंने किया है। सिर्फ उद्योजक नहीं, तो एक देश सेवा, देशभक्ति से प्रेरित वो ये व्यक्तिमत्व थे। ऐसा इंसान होना, दोबारा मिलना, ये मुमकिन नहीं है, मुश्किल है सर। और इसलिए मैं उनको महाराष्ट्र सरकार की ओर से और महाराष्ट्र की तमाम 12.5 करोड़ जनता की ओर से भावभीनी श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करता हूँ। उनका आदर्श लेकर आगे बढ़ना, उनके आदर्शों पे चलना, यही उनके लिए सच्ची श्रद्धांजलि साबित हो सकती है। 10 बजे से 4 बजे तक उनको एनसीपीए में दर्शन के लिए लोगों के लिए रखेंगे, ऐसा उनके रिश्तेदारों ने कहा है। और उसके बाद आगे की अंतिम विधि उनका होगा, बदली में होगा, ऐसा कहा होगा। मैं फिर एक बार उनको भावपूर्ण श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करता हूँ।
Indeed, he is a force to reckon with and he has inspired generations. It's not just us that he's inspired, but everyone across the country, and something that we'll remember for sure. Definitely the Kohinoor of the country. In fact, Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis also offered his condolences. Let's listen in.
रतन टाटा जी ये एक बहुत ही सफल उद्योगपति तो थे ही, लेकिन उससे भी बड़े व्यक्ति के रूप में हम उनको देखते हैं, क्योंकि जिस प्रकार से उन्होंने देश के लिए और समाज के लिए काम किया है, उन्होंने केवल सफल उद्योग नहीं खड़े किए, एक विश्वासार्हता खड़ी की, एक ऐसा ब्रांड खड़ा किया जिसने हमारे देश को एक ग्लोबल इमेज दी, और उसके साथ साथ अपनी संपत्ति को टाटा ट्रस्ट में विलीन करते हुए उन्होंने इस विश्वस्त व्यवस्था से, ट्रस्ट से, जिस प्रकार के फिलेंथ्रोपिक काम उन्होंने किए हैं, चाहे वो शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में हो, चिकित्सा के क्षेत्र में हो, रिसर्च के क्षेत्र में हो, बुनियादी क्षेत्र में हो, समाज और देश के उपयोगी जो कार्य उन्होंने टाटा ट्रस्ट के माध्यम से किए हैं, मैं ऐसा मानता हूं कि जितने महत्वपूर्ण उनके उद्योग हैं, उतने महत्वपूर्ण ये कार्य भी है। इसीलिए एक बहुत बड़े मन का व्यक्ति आज हमारे बीच से चला गया है। देश के लिए ये बहुत बड़ा नुकसान है।
Tributes have been pouring in thick and fast, not only from national and international political leaders, but business leaders as well as, leaders from across the industry as well. We have Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw of Biocon and Biocon Biologics offering her condolences on this grave moment.
Ratan Tata was a great man, a great mind, and a great son of India. I learnt of his sad demise a few hours ago, and I just felt so empty because he was someone I knew very well. I used to spend quality time with him and did so even very recently just to discuss what was happening in the startup economy. He was so invested in tech startups. He used to invest in life technologies, life sciences, and he was always so fascinated at the intersection of digital technologies and life sciences. And that's what I shared with him in terms of our shared interests. I think the whole nation obviously is in mourning. We have lost a great man, an amazing man. And he gave so much of his thought leadership, his philanthropy, and in his own words, he wanted to be remembered as a man who made a big difference, and he did. I think what Ratan Tata did for India will go down forever. Rest in peace. Om Shanti.
Absolutely. He ignited a fire in the first generation Indian entrepreneurs by providing them with their own capital so they could go ahead and build that big Indian brand across the globe as well. For now, we'll slip into a short break, but don't go anywhere. We'll continue our special tribute to the legendary business leader on the other side.
Welcome back. You're watching us here on this special tribute to the legendary business leader and national icon, philanthropic legend Ratan Tata, also known as the Kohinoor of India. Let's actually go down memory lane and listen into one of Ratan Tata's interviews with Shireen Bhan, where he spoke on the role that big conglomerates could play in the startup space. Remember, in the second half of his life post-retirement, he did invest in a lot of startups that he believed would make a difference to society.
Role do you believe large conglomerates like the Tatas, like the Reliance Group, etc., can play? Because one of the aspects that you just brought up was that startups are much more agile, much more nimble, perhaps in many ways more disruptive than legacy businesses. So we are now starting to see conglomerates acquire startups. We're starting to see partnerships and collaboration. How do you see that playing out?
Well, I think the plays are the same. Who looks at it as a question of what kind of vision one has. But there could be two kinds of roles that we're talking about. One is an area where I'm now putting myself back into the industrial entity that there was. I've got disposable funds. I'm going to start investing in startups, which I will control and I will own, and I will provide myself with activities which I would otherwise not get into. And I could do this by setting up family offices, by creating small venture capital based companies, where you can argue that I'm using my shareholders' money, but I'm providing them the opportunity of being in this activity. That's different from what you've seen in the Bay Area time and time again. I put all my money into this. I borrowed money from investors and friends. I have a responsibility to see this become a reality. And I'm going to give it all my best to make this happen. That segment of the enterprise has been the one that I've been most impressed by. Usually a bunch of ex-students who have had a common view of something that could happen. A company like Google that's been established, where two colleagues in college could decide that they're going to start a search engine. And then you look behind the vision and the entrepreneurial spirit that there is, and you have to say, wow, that's something that's very impressive to look at, for someone to put their money into, and to become a part of their life. But look what it's done. So it's so exciting, an area that I find it difficult to put words behind it. But when you look at a deck of investable options, and you look at some of the propositions that are made, a lot of them are copies of successful startups, and those are, unless there's a jewel somewhere, those are probably not going to be successful. Maybe would become Me Too companies, that would be all. But the one which has the greatest vision and a spark that that explains how he's going to get to that goal, which does not, you don't find that with everyone. Those are the jewels that one looks for, that creates the enterprises that you and I are referring to just now.
Well, he was ahead of many when it came to identifying new trends. In fact, in an age of social media, he joined Instagram back in October 2019, and the bio said, "I made it to the gram." So he was as good as an influencer. In fact, I would say he was an Insta sensation who beat many influencers there. In fact, he also spoke about how he wanted to be remembered in the age of social media. Listen in.
You know, you're active on social media, you're on Twitter, you're now also on Instagram. Are you enjoying that experience? And you know, you said previously that there's nowhere to escape from the virus and from the pandemic, but you know, with the vaccination and hopefully with the world opening up, where would you like to escape to?
If I think about how would I like to be remembered, I would like to be remembered as a person who was able to make a change, who was able to be responsible for some change in the way we looked at things. What that might be spelt out as, I can't really say, because I have a feeling that that's going to just happen one day, where you become the innovator of something that people have talked about and not done. And you have found that little alley that enables you to do something which people thought was unviable and not possible. That would be an immensely exciting area to be in. And if one could have that satisfaction of saying, I enabled an artificial eye to be created, or I enabled X or Y or Z to happen, that to me, even if it were not financially the most successful, what it brings to the world would be exciting to a person like me.
An influencer on the gram, but a bigger influencer off the gram into the villages of India as well, the gram as they call it as well. Wanted to be remembered as a man who made a difference. What a difference he's made. We're stepping to a short break, but don't go anywhere. We'll continue our special tribute to the legendary business leader on the other side.